The White House has confirmed that President Trump will attend the upcoming NATO summit at The Hague at the end of this month. Trump has said he wants members of the alliance to spend 5% of GDP on the military, in what would amount, of course, to a substantial increase from current levels. Joining me now from Berlin is Bloomberg's Ollie Crook. Ollie, this is significant, isn't it, given all the question marks around Trump's support for the NATO alliance?
Yeah, and I don't think you would have ever had any kind of shift on this scale had basically Trump not threatened to do that. And I think that that's something that most European leaders here acknowledge. And, you know, the question is whether or not these European leaders are going to, in fact, hit that 5% target, if that is going to be the formal commitment put forward by NATO in saying that this is basically what we're willing to do here on the European side in order to guarantee continued support from the United States. And we already have, from our reporting, what we understand, some steps in that direction. We understand that the European air defense capacities, we should say NATO defense ministers are meeting tomorrow in Brussels to discuss this very plan. They want to quintuple their air defense capabilities over the next few years just on the European flank of NATO. That is one of the initiatives that puts us on that path towards that 5% figure. And we should say Mark Rutte has openly talked about that 5% figure. We have Friedrich Merz here in Germany, who has basically committed Germany to that 5% figure. And in fact, Marco Rubio, last time he was in Brussels, talked about the United States committing itself to that 5% figure of NATO defense spending. We should say that about 3.5% of that would be traditional military spending. Another 1.5% of that is a bit of a fudge. It would be infrastructure that supports military spending, so like roads and cybersecurity, trains, for example. You know, Germany would be a big throughway to try to actually move that hardware. You need roads and trains that can carry that kind of equipment. And all of this, Tom, as you say, now that we have the formal commitment from the White House that Trump will be arriving in The Hague in what feels a little bit, Tom, like an audition for NATO, for the Europeans saying, hey, listen, we're still relevant. Please continue to have our back. Here's what we're willing to do.